Hi guys, it's Chris here from Buy Better. Welcome back. Hope you're having a great week. Today we're going to be chatting through a Guardian article that we posted out on Twitter that created a bit of conversation. It's all about the aesthetics of ethical fashion, so if you're interested, stay right where you are. Let's dive right in. If you haven't read the article, there's a link in the description. So open it up and let's have a read through together. So the first thing to say is that it was written in 2013. So a lot's happened in the fashion world since then, and a lot of ethical fashion brands have overcome the obstacles that this article describes. Nevertheless, I think this is an important article as the kind of sentiment that it describes in terms of, as the title says, the aesthetic problem of ethical fashion is still common in the mainstream. The first part of the article is all about the Rana Plaza collapse, a tragedy in a fast fashion factory which meant that thousands of people died and were injured. And this really exposed some of the problems of fast fashion and shone a spotlight on worker conditions, particularly in developing countries. For me, the collapse was something which made me realise the impact that our money can have, and that without knowing we can be financing jobs in horrendous working conditions. It's always important to come back to the tragedy as something which shows us again why we need to be more thoughtful about where we put our money. The next part of the article deals with how these events and others, which highlight the environmental and social effects of supporting fast fashion, don't really affect most people's purchasing decisions. The author of the article argues that rather than using these scare tactics to persuade consumers to change their habits, we ought to be making the alternative seem more appealing. This is where the aesthetic of ethical fashion comes in. Whilst I generally agree with the article here, I do think it's important to raise awareness of the effects that some industries have on people and on the planet and on animals. However, I accept that the carrot is probably more effective than the stick when it comes to changing people's fashion choices. The article points out that shoppers buy on design and style first and ethical credentials as a secondary consideration. And so ethical fashion needs to step up to the plate. With this article being written almost 5 years ago now, I think the ethical fashion landscape has changed a lot. But my worry is that the perception of it hasn't. I often talk to my friends and they don't think they'll be able to find ethical replacements for the clothes they wear at the moment. And as much as I try to convince them that there are a great variety of ethical brands out there, the stereotype has taken hold of them. The article finishes by drawing on a really important point: how we feel when we buy clothes. This is where I think ethical fashion has a huge advantage. If we can not only get the feeling of having something new that we can't wait to wear, but we can also get the positive feeling of having done something good, then we will surely go back for more. This yes moment of buying ethical clothes is way better than if you're buying high street clothes. Okay, so that's the article. What do you think? Do you get the ethical yes moment? What made you want to buy more ethical clothing? Join the conversation in the comments below, or on Facebook or Twitter, or our ethical fashion discussion forum. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, have a great week.